top amongst the vulnerable in our society are the orphans. They need care and attention and families to grow in. But many Nigerians shy away from adoption. Some with the interest do not know how to go about adopting a child on the proper channel to follow. So to set up an orphanage, on the other hand. Now, in this Sunday special package, Jacqueline Ogo brings us closer to adoption and where to go to set up an orphanage if you want to.
It is often said that the cry of an orphan goes straight to God. But some Nigerians have taken it upon themselves to ensure orphans do not keep on wailing. One of them is Lola Ayo Adedeji, who runs the Optimal Children Homes in Magodo, Lagos, with her husband as her chief supporter and encourager.
Children's play toys.
She started running this home 5.5 years ago. Since inception, herself and her team have handled about 72 children. But currently, 23 children, including teenagers, are in the orphanage. She says adoption should be more wholeheartedly embraced by Nigerians.
Adoption is not for only the wealthy in society, it's for everybody. As long as you can show care and love for these children. When you go to the ministry and the procedures there have been carried out on you and you are cleared, and you have the clearance form to take to any of the homes in Lagos State, which we are part of them, and you can always come around and bring your form. Then we do our own screening too, and we give you our child for adoption.
Lola believes couples trying for children should move their minds far beyond stigma, gossip or myths, and bring the warmth of a child into their homes.
It's not like before when people will say, we didn't see her in pregnancy. How come she has a child? Everybody now believes that somebody must be living with you. It's the person that caters for a child that is the mother, not the biological mother. There are so many biological mothers around, and they are not doing their work. We have some older children that we want people to come around to foster. Guardianship and fostering of children. Nobody wants to take adults in their home, but they can still cater for these children. Because leaving this place after some time, they will need a home to stay. So we are believing God that some people will come forward to come and do fostering. What do you mean by fostering? They might decide to bear your name when they attain the age of 18. But if you take care of them, if they love you, they are the ones that will take the decision.
Lola also told me some of the challenges which they face in the Optimal Children Homes, which they've also had to master.
But the ones that came in 2 months, 3 months, and they have been breastfed, it's like because to take them off breast suddenly at that age, and for them to sleep nobody was always sleeping at night. Nobody.
Lola says the cardinal objective pursued daily by her orphanage is to ensure the children are raised in the fear of God. She also ensures they mingle with other children.
Getting more books, educational books.
She's grateful to all that have supported her, but she seeks continuity because some of the kids are about to get into school.
We need more finances. We need, because it's never enough. As you are training, these other children are coming in. We are sending some children to school now in September. There are going to be new students in that school. It's going to be a lot of money for us. I put a lot of pressure on my husband when we are down, because he's in full support of this. Another pressure on my children.
TVC was told that some philanthropists who came to the Optimal Children Homes just before we left were responsible for some of the renovations and constructions in the orphanage. They called for more humanitarian support for the needy.
For instance, this home needs a bus to carry the children to school every day. They don't have it. Somebody who is touched by God can do that for them. And on a daily basis, they need to pay their staff, they need to run their generator, etc.
Once is never enough. As you are training, these other children are coming in. We are sending some children to school now in September. There are going to be new students in that school. It's going to be a lot of money for us. I put a lot of pressure on my husband when we are down. So because he's in full support of this. Another pressure on my children.
TVC was told that some philanthropists who came to the Optimal Children homes just before we left were responsible for some of the renovations and constructions in the orphanage. They called for more humanitarian support for the needy.
For instance, this home needs a bus to carry the children to school every day. They don't have it. Somebody who is taught by God can do that for them. And on a daily basis, they need to pay their staff, they need to run their generator, etc.
One step further takes us to the big questions people often ask, which are, how do I set up an orphanage? And how do I go about adopting a child if I desire to have one adopted? The answer is, go to Lagos State Ministry for Youth and Social Development.
But the first step is to write a letter of intent. That's the application. So with the application, now we will invite them for interview. We need to assess them, even their bank accounts. We need to assess them, what they're doing, means of living. We need to check all these things and their medical reports to see if they are suitable enough to handle the child they want. Then after the application, the next thing again is home assessment. We do home assessment. So for the local ones, we do the home assessments, our own team. Then those abroad, it is done by the agency, registered by the government. So they do the home assessments. Then also we do the personal screening, in which we find out about parents deeply beyond the issue of documents.
Lagos State Ministry for Youth and Social Development. Any orphanage not registered by that ministry is illegal, and any child adopted without the approval of the same ministry has been illegally taken over. So says the government. In a country where workers cry out for a higher minimum wage continuously, sometimes without the desired response, should orphans who don't have a voice or any strong place in the national budget be ignored? That question is begging for an answer. Jacqueline Ogo, TVC News, Lagos.
Now you know how to adopt a child. Do that today and help a child.